Hey guys, welcome to this video. I'm Prajwal from Indie Crypto, and inside today's video we're discussing about hardware wallets. Now this is my next video in the wallet series. If you have not checked out my previous videos about wallets, I highly recommend you check them out. I'll leave the link for all the videos in the description below. Before we proceed, I would like to thank our sponsors, instacrypto.in, which is a new multi-cryptocurrency exchange from India. The USP of this exchange is that it's very user-friendly, especially for the beginners, and they're currently offering 8 coins, as you can see here, and please go ahead and check them out. So hardware wallets. Now what basically hardware wallets do is they go ahead and add an extra layer of security steps to ensure that your crypto is safe against any kind of attacks. Yeah, as everybody knows that cryptocurrencies are breaking market caps, and they are prone to attacks considering the values that cryptocurrencies hold today. So safeguarding cryptos is one of the important steps that has to be taken by anybody who invests in cryptocurrencies, and hardware wallets help you in actually achieve that. So how do they do this? I'll go ahead and discuss this in the advantages and the disadvantages. Now the first thing you have to know about hardware wallets, which I would say is an advantage and a disadvantage as well, is that it is difficult to set up. Now if you have seen any kind of hardware wallets or the pictures that you saw in the previous screen, you can clearly see that these hardware wallets are very small, and some wallets have a very small screen and few wallets don't have any screen at all. So when we go ahead and actually set up the wallet, they have a little tedious process of showing up the recovery phase where you'd have to note it down, and also in the next step where you'd have to validate or confirm the recovery phase. You have very few options or very few buttons on these hardware wallets to go ahead and enter your recovery phase and validate them. So that is the part where it is difficult, where I would say is a good thing as well, because of this difficulty is why they are secure, right? So if it was easy, then it would have also been easy for other people to access your cryptos that's stored on the hardware wallet, which would have defeated the whole purpose of hardware wallets being secure. So that is the reason I say hardware wallets is difficult to set up is an advantage and a disadvantage as well. The next important and the most important thing about hardware wallets is the security. So let's quickly look at some of the important points of how hardware wallets secure your crypto. The first important point is that the private keys never leave the device. Now, as we all know, in cryptocurrency, private keys is a very important thing. Whoever owns or whoever has access to the private keys owns the crypto in that particular wallet. Now, although this might seem a very minor thing, but it is one of the most important thing when it comes to a wallet, especially the hardware wallet. Now, because the private keys are stored offline and on the device, they're not exposed to the internet or your computer using which you will be doing transactions. So that reduces a great chance of attacks that might have happened, and that might compromise your private keys. That will not happen in this case. The second important security feature of hardware wallet is that it's immune to virus or malware. This is because the fact that the cryptos and the coins on the private keys are stored offline, as the private keys are never exposed to the computer. So any virus or any kind of malware programs will not be able to find your private keys at all, and a few times even these hardware wallets will have very limited functionalities through the USB when you connect to a computer, say basically like signing a transaction. So that would be all the functions that it would have been programmed for, and in few cases the hardware wallets themselves have their own operating system. So any kind of malware or any kind of viruses that are created for operating systems like Windows or iOS or Linux might not affect the hardware wallet because they might be running an entire a different operating system. Another important security feature of hardware wallet is that it's basically encrypted with a PIN, which also acts like a two-factor authentication. This adds an extra layer of security to your hardware wallet and the crypto stored in it. Say if a hacker or an attacker gets your hardware wallet and he wants to go ahead and extract the cryptos or the private keys stored in the wallet, he will not be able to do that unless he knows the PIN that you have configured for your hardware wallet. And in few case scenarios, if you go ahead and enter the PIN incorrect for more than 3 times, it goes ahead and resets the entire hardware wallet. So this makes hardware wallet more secure, and it adds that extra layer of security. In order to combat that, you would have to go ahead and remember the PIN properly, and also go ahead and back up your hardware wallets using the recovery phrase, so that in case anything like this happens where your hardware wallet is lost or it gets reset, you can go ahead and restore your wallet back and also get the access to your private keys and cryptos. Another important security feature of hardware wallet is that the hardware physical wallet itself is required to confirm the transactions. Now, although all these hardware wallets have apps developed for the interface, so that's easy for people to do transactions, but you would need to have the hardware wallet physically to complete the transaction. So whenever there is any transaction that's happening on or using your hardware wallet, you would have to enter the PIN and confirm the transaction. Only then the transaction is signed and the transaction will go through. So this will ensure that without your knowledge or without the access to your hardware wallet, nobody will able to do any kind of transactions. The next important advantage of hardware wallet is that the software code or the wallets that's been designed are most of the times open source. Now we all know the advantages of having open source softwares where anybody can go ahead and review the code of the particular software, and if they have any kind of vulnerabilities or any kind of issues, people can go ahead and raise that, and also suggest their own changes to the open source code as well, and also gives you an idea if there is any kind of other schemes or any kind of other hacks that the hardware wallet companies might have put into the software code that can compromise your cryptos or private keys. Another major advantage of hardware wallet is the easy restore option. Now the first thing whenever you set up a hardware wallet is you'll have to go through the phase of backing up your recovery seed. Now this, irrespective of whichever wallet, like your mobile wallet, desktop wallet or hardware wallet, this is a mandatory step that I would recommend for everybody who invests in cryptocurrency to do, because in unforeseen situations where something happens to your wallets, you should be able to easily access your private keys and cryptos, and the only way to do that is by recovering your recovery seed phrase. And you would also have to ensure that you remember the PIN correctly. And nowadays all the hardware wallets are adding a lot of other cryptos as well. So before, when these hardware wallets were manufactured, they were only manufactured keeping Bitcoin in the mind, but nowadays because other cryptocurrencies have also gained popularity, hardware wallets are also going ahead and creating wallets, creating apps, and also making it compatible with other altcoins as well. So those are the important advantages of having a hardware wallet. So if you are a crypto investor and you're looking out to store your cryptos for a longer period of time, or if you're storing a huge value of crypto, it's highly recommended to invest in one hardware wallet and make sure your cryptos is safe and secure. Now let's quickly look at some of the disadvantages of the hardware wallets as well. Now one of the disadvantages that people would feel is that it does cost money. Now wallets like exchange wallets, web wallets, mobile wallets and desktop wallets usually don't cost you any money. They're easy to set up, they're free to set up. So when you compare it to those kind of wallets, yes, it does cost money. But if we look at it a different perspective, say if you are looking out to store huge value of crypto, then it's definitely recommended to spend few bucks and get a hardware wallet and secure your crypto in that. Another perspective is that here there is no banks involved, or no third party, or no government is involved in securing your funds. Then you might have to take that extra step to secure your cryptos. Say if you lose your password for your bank account, you can always go back to your bank and request them to reset your password or provide you a new password, using which you can go ahead and access your bank account and retrieve the funds. But there is no such option when it comes to cryptocurrency, because there is no entity which controls cryptocurrency and you are solely responsible for your own crypto. So having a hardware wallet and ensuring you have set up the security features, or you have the backups of your wallets, definitely makes your crypto more secure. Another disadvantage is that like any other devices, your hardware wallets are also at a risk of damage or theft. So you would have to ensure that you keep your hardware wallets safe, and also have the backups of your wallet in case of any damages or theft. You should be easily able to restore your wallet and get access to your cryptos. So those were some of the advantages and disadvantages of the hardware wallets. Now here are a few of the recommended or tested hardware wallets. You can always go online and research more about these wallets. You can go ahead to GitHub and review their code as well. And the first recommended hardware wallet is Ledger Nano S. The second one is Trezor. So these are the most recommended hardware wallets when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. There are other as well, like YubiKey4 and KeepKey. They're also popular, but they're not as popular as Ledger Nano S or Trezor. Now one of the important points when you are investing in a hardware wallet is to ensure you're buying it from the right source. Now a lot of people on eBay and other places also do sell these hardware wallets. It's my sincere request not to go ahead and buy from those sources. Always buy it from recommended sources. You can find the list of distributors or sellers of these hardware wallets on their website. If you have to invest, please only go ahead and buy from them. In India especially, you can get these wallets on Amazon.in. I'll leave the links for all the wallets in the description below. Please note it's an affiliate link. It would definitely help our channel if you buy through our links. But please ensure that you go ahead and check the seller whenever you're buying these hardware wallets, and ensure that you're buying directly from the companies itself. As you can see here, this is Ledger Nano S and Amazon.in, and you can also look at the seller here which says Ledger. So this wallet is sold from Ledger itself. So you would have to ensure that you're buying it from the right source. The same can be done for other wallets as well. So if I try and find a Trezor, you'll also see that this wallet is also sold by the company Trezor itself. So all said, again, hardware wallets are not completely fail proof, so that is the reason I suggest you to go ahead and set up your PIN and also back up your recovery phases. It just adds extra layers of security, ensuring your cryptos are safe. So what I'll do in my next video is I'll try and get my hands on a Ledger Nano S or Trezor or YubiKey, either one of them, and I'll try and do an unboxing video, and I'll also try and show you how to set up your hardware wallet for the first time, and how to use these hardware wallets. So if you're somebody new here, I highly recommend you go ahead and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever we post any new videos. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you find it useful, please go ahead and share it with your friends and family, and if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. So that's it in this video, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.